Hello there, this is Philosophical Jim with another rucksack review. Seems like all I ever review is rucksacks, but it's where my passion lies. Today we've got another old school ruck. It's one that's had a few reviews on YouTube before. It's the Norwegian rucksack. I don't know what the designation is, I don't know what the model number is. I understand that it's been called Ludwig by the Norwegian Armed Forces, and I think it might even still be issued, which is easily understandable because I've got to say it's a really good rucksack. One of the things that stands out about it is the sheer amount of leather. I mean, on a rucksack that's still in use today, you wouldn't expect to see leather really, because I mean, it's a bit outdated as a material, but I mean, it's well represented on this rucksack, I have to say. I mean, these straps that come down, leather. The tabs and the bit that attached to the frame, leather. The backpack straps, leather. It's an interesting choice of colour as well. It's quite grey. It's not as grey as it looks in this video, but pretty grey nonetheless. There's a few models of this bag out. The one I have is the nylon material one. Personally, I would have preferred the canvas one, which is a slightly older model, but you know, I took what I could get. It's got some features that are very typical of sort of the more continental rucks. For example, these side pockets, they have the pocket down the side where you can put axes and ski poles and similar. It's got multiple loops for attaching gear. More on those later, because there's a little bit of disappointment with this rucksack. It's a framed rucksack, which is quite nicely designed, quite ergonomic, curves to the shape of the body. But the real thing I love about this rucksack is that the frame is steel. Not aluminium, it's steel. It's well made. These rucksacks are probably older than I am, but the paint hasn't chipped, the metal hasn't rusted. It's in amazing condition, considering that this is old army surplus, I've got to say. More about the back. It's got this sort of canvas strap here, which sort of separates it from, well, it sort of keeps it away from your back, but if you're quite tall, it actually can sort of dig in a little bit with these bits here. Lord knows, donning and doffing this rucksack, I've stabbed myself in the back quite a few times. Keeping with the back, we have the rucksack straps, like I said, made of leather, but do you know what, I was shocked by how comfortable these really are, even under weight. I don't know if it's because leather is naturally more stretchy in the right way or something. If any of you know why, I'd love to know. Now, some of the aspects of this rucksack really show that it's quite an old design. I mean, the originals of these were made by Bergens of Norway. Now, as you can guess, that's where we get the name Bergen. I mean, one of the things that really makes it stand out as old is this way of adjusting the strap. It's like it's a buckle. I mean, it's actually a buckle. How often do you see that these days? There's also buckles everywhere, and I mean everywhere. You've got buckles on your side pockets, buckles on your front straps, buckles at the top to adjust how the straps sit on your shoulders. A nice little feature, I thought, and it can make it a bit easier to hang or, you know, just keep it off your back a little bit more. Right, I mean, right, let's talk figures. It's about 45 to 50 litres, I would say, at a stretch. Probably closer to 40 than 45, really, if I'm being honest. But nonetheless, it swallows up kit like no one's business. I mean, I tend to use it as a sort of walking around bag, and what ends up happening is I have a little bit of stuff in there, and these straps come all the way down and closes it over. Yeah, that's another thing. The front straps, again, have this old buckle system, but as you can see, the holes go right up to the end of the flap, which means you can sort of compress this ruck down into maybe 15 litres or so, and it's no real bother. Right, coming back to these equipment loops that I mentioned earlier. Now these are actually meant to use a bedroll strap, which would marry up with these holes here on either side, and that would sort of hold your blanket roll, your shelter half, that sort of thing. And I am gutted that I didn't get one with that, because it just sets this ruck apart from the others. I mean, as you've probably no doubt seen, it just looks like a slightly upscaled version of the German rucksack. But this is quite nice. I mean, the flaps actually come over and slightly cover over the side pockets, in fact, so it's a little bit of added protection. Another nice little feature of the ruck which when I open the flap you'll see is that it actually has this pocket in the lid, which is closed with a, don't know if you can see it there, but it's actually an ACE zipper. Now for those history buffs and stitch counters of the Third Reich flavour, that will be quite impressive, because ACE are the people who made zippers for the Third Reich. But back to the pocket itself, it is quite huge. I mean, I've stuck shirts, I've stuck gaiters, I've stuck gloves, I've stuffed hats, all at the same time in this pocket. It covers the whole of the flap, and the zipper really needs two hands, but it's still not too difficult to do up and undo with one hand. Drawstring closure, brass grommets. This bag is screaming quality. I mean, the amount of leather reinforcement, the studs used to hold the leather. There's even leather on the inside of the ruck holding on to those studs. Now that is a level of detail that you don't get. I mean, look, they've even studied the side pockets on at the corners where you're going to get the most sort of damage happening, maybe. Another nice feature of the ruck is that you take this tab off. I'm not going to because it's a pain in the arse. And unhook this bit, and all of a sudden you've got a frame that can be used independently, and that's good for when you want to carry awkward loads like jerry cans or, I don't know, ammo boxes, for example. On the ruck you just take off the sack and strap it onto the frame, and this frame will carry that. It carries it like it's nothing. In fact, it's a brilliant rucksack. Now on to possibly one of the more important questions. Would I use this for bushcraft? And the answer to that would be, for myself, no. Now don't get me wrong, it's a lovely rucksack. I love having it. I love using it. But I like using it as a sort of everyday carry bag rather than a dedicated load carriage system, because it's simply too unwieldy and too sort of clunky under load. I mean, I don't know if maybe it's because I have it set up incorrectly, but I just feel it wobbling on my back like that, and I'm like, ooh, I don't like this. So yeah, that is the Norwegian Army Rucksack. Feel free to comment below if you have any more information about this rucksack. I would love to hear it, because I have very little knowledge about it. and once again, excellent ruck. Doesn't suit me for my bushcrafting, but I love it. It's brilliant. Thank you very much for listening. This is Philosophical Jim.